So in the last lab, we have discussed about all the series evaluation that we have implemented, all the series, and then we moved on to the pattern. And as per the ending of the last lab, I have given you the first and the third pattern as as a practice work for you. So you have completed it. Other than Kunal, who has completed this? Any other students? Okay, no problem. I will be running the code of Kunal in the code block. Then we'll see the what is the answer, and then I will explain the code. Before I explain you, Kunal will explain the code, what he has actually done. Once I run the program, if the program is correct, then Kunal will explain what he has done in the code. Is my screen visible? Okay, so I'm executing the code of Kunal. So Kunal, can you explain what you have done in this? How you have done? Okay, no worries, I will explain. What you need to do is you need to print stars in some of the patterns, that in the first row only one star is to be printed. Means, can you link that thing? That first row means row number one and one star. So what I need to do is, as for the second row, two stars. So as per the row, this as per the row number, the stars must be printed. So there is no space, no row logic over here, because you don't need to keep any space or anything. It is right aligned, sorry, left aligned. So it will be from the starting only. So in the first row, so what, so over here, we have taken the two for loop. The first for loop is for the number of rows, and second for loop is for printing the stars. So as if it will be row number one, then one star will be printed. Row number two, two star will be printed. So the first for loop, that the loop with an I loop variable, that is for the rows. and the other for loop with the J is for printing the star. And why next line? If I don't keep the next line over here, then it will be printed in one line. So to keep the stars in the different row means in the new line, if it is row 1, row 2, row 3. So after first row, I'm giving that the second row must be printed in the next line. So in the first loop ending, we are keeping the /n. /n is for new line in the C program. Am I clear? Now moving on to next. What you need to do in the next it is the reverse of the first. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, right? Kunal, you haven't done the second pattern. What about others? Who has done the second pattern? Or else, can you guess what could be? Can anyone tell me that what is the minor change I can do in the second pattern? Okay. Any simple change that we need to perform in this? Can you say me what is the change that I need to perform? What is the minor change?
चलना है फिर चलना है यार कोई 15 मिनट है फिर से पहुंच गए
Whoever's mic is turned on, please turn off. So I'm explaining it. Over here, when we are starting from the I, what we need to do is we need to start from the N and go till I less than or equal to 1 and I minus minus. That that is the logic behind that. So now
काज कौन करेंगे वाले या
whoever's mic is on, please turn it off.
समझिए करो पॉपुलर
So let's see what's the output we get. For printing this pattern, what we need to do is the first row should have 5 stars. Then in the decreasing order, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right? So what is the logic for here is in if we need the 1 star in the first row, then it means rows and the stars are connected. So what I did is I started loop with the row number of rows I have given. As we know that the number of stars are connected with the number of rows. So if I need 5 stars in the first column, so what I did is I started my first loop, the loop for the row with the number of rows. Number of is stored in the n variable. So I started my loop with the n. Then the reverse procedure that we did in the before. I must be less than or equal to 1. If we were starting I with 1, then it is I should be uh, I should be less than or equal to n. Over here, I must be greater than or equal to n. The loop must work till the I gets 1. So this loop will be in a decreasing order, starting from n to 1. And then it is as it is in decreasing order, so I'm using over here is I minus minus. And the other loop the same. It will go till I. So I for over here is 5. So 5 times this other loop will be executed and the 5 stars will be printed. When the I will be 4 as I minus minus, so I will be 4. So the 4 times the second loop will be executed. Same as till it goes to 1. Any doubts in the second pattern? In this way, we get the output. Any doubts in the second pattern? Students, any doubt? Shall I explain it once again? Or you are clear with this? For printing the reverse, for printing this pattern that is reversed from the previous program we did, the only change we need to do is we need to do in the first loop, that is the first for loop, that is for rows. What I have done is I have started the loop with the number of rows. If I need the stars equal to number of rows, means the number of rows and stars must be equal. If the row number is 5, then there should be 5 stars. In this, the first row must have 5 stars. So for that reverse process, I have started my loop with n, and till how much time my loop will iterate, till I becomes 1. And so as it is in decreasing order, I have done here is I minus minus. Till now what we were doing is that was in increasing order from 1 to n we need to execute our loop. So for that we were using I plus plus. Now in the decreasing order, so we need to use I minus minus. Any doubts, students, till now? Okay, moving on to next. Next is also for the pattern program. So what I wish to do is choose two programs that I will do, choose two patterns that I will do, and the other two patterns you will do in the lab itself. Choose two from the 30th program that I will perform here, and the other two is that you will perform during the lab session, and I need everyone to perform it. Everyone, I need a response from each and every student. Please speak up. Which pattern you want me to perform? Okay, I'll be going with okay, I'll be going with the second and the fourth pattern. For your reference, I'll be going with second and the fourth pattern. And then others you will perform. So what is the second pattern? Second pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1. This is the second pattern. So the basic structure, starting with this. Anyone can say how many variables do we need it for this? The one variable I am declaring, that is row, to take the rows, then both the loop variables. As we did in the previous programs, the same we need to do, only the changes in the printf statement. The printf statement is there we were printing the stars in the pattern, and now we need to print 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So then we need to print the numbers basically. So okay. Can anyone say me what is the syntax of a for loop? Can anyone say me what is the syntax of for loop?
Or I should ask anyone randomly from the participants of the meeting. Nitish, enrollment number 7. Can you say me the syntax for the for loop? What is the for loop syntax? The first is initialization. So I'm initializing I with row, then initializing, then the less than or greater than or equal to 1, else there will be a decrement.
Because in the first row, what we need is we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then into decreasing order till 1.
So now increment or decrement, I am decrementing the I. Other for loop, that is j equals to I, j less than equals to I, and j plus plus. Now what I need to do is I need to print in the previous program.
What was our printf statement? Star, as given in the pattern. In this, what is given? It is the numerical numbers, the integer numbers they have given. So to print any integer number, what we need to do is we need to first say %d, comma I. Why I? Because I will be, what will be the I in the first thing? If I write j is equals to I, then what will be my I for the first iteration? I don't think so it will be 1. Can you relate this? Over here we have initialized I is equals to row. So of course it will be 5. So I think we need to start our loop with 1, then go till I less than or equals to I, and then I plus plus. Any students is having any doubt, let me know. Is it the output we needed? No. This is the reason why we need to write the printf statement. We need to give the new line for each and every row, because otherwise it comes in the single line.
And here is the output, what we wanted.
I think it's the same. What we wanted actually and what we got. What I have done is I have started my loop with the number of rows. It will be executed till I gets 0 and I minus minus till I gets 1 and I minus minus. Then the other loop I started with 1 as we wanted 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So in what will happen when it will come inside the loop, j is equals to 1 and it will go till I. What is I for the first iteration? I will be I equals to rows, so I will be 5. So this loop will be iterated 5 times. Then again it will go into the loop, and this loop will be the first loop will only be executed for the 5 times till the row, but the inside loop will be executed every time with till the I values. So what you can say is this loop will be executed till the ith time. Whatever will be the number in the I at that much time, the second loop, the inner loop will be executed. And what I have done is I have printed the J over here. Why? Because I need 1, 2, 3, 4. And to get the each and every output in the next line, we kept /n. Any doubts? Moving on to next. So what is fourth? Fourth is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3 for 3 times, 4 for 4 times, 5 for 5 times. So whatever will be the row number, that many times the integer number will be printed. The row number and the integer number to be printed in the pattern both are same. So there will be only a single change in the program that we did in the previous thing. Can anyone say me where I need to change? There is a slight change in the program done in the as we done in the previous program. There will be slight change in this rows. Can anyone say me what is that slight change we need to perform? Nobody. Okay. Okay. Nobody. So, as in the previous program, the same number of variables we need to declare. Everything is same, just there is a slight change in the loop. So what what we need to do is we need to go in the increment order 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what change I will do in the first loop, that is for the number of rows. I will start the loop with 1 and it will go till less than or equal to row and I plus plus. Initializing j with 1, it will go till the I, and what I will print here is in place of j I'll print I. If I will keep here j, then it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and what I need is I need the in the output that is only 1 means the row number. If the row number is 2, then the 2 must be printed 2 times. So from where I will get the row number? I will get my row number from the I. So I am printing I. Executing this. Are you clear with the logic? Do I need to explain again? So it is 4:14. I'm giving you the time till 4:25. All of you need to perform the first and the third pattern right now in the lab. And I will be asking anyone to show their code. So your time starts now. The first pattern and the third pattern that you need to perform. For your reference, the previous program is open. You can take the reference from the previous program. There will be a slight change in the first for loop and what you need to print. The only changes will be in that two statements. Otherwise, there is no change. And even I have explained you what you need to do. Try it by yourself. If you have any doubt, any query, or any error, then please let me know.
Are you able to perform or not? Students, हो रहा है आपसे या नहीं हो रहा है? Other students, what about you? Other students, completed with both the patterns? Anyone who has completed with both the patterns? Other students, what are you doing?
Okay, now I am doing this. Pay attention here. I'll be just changing in the changing in the same. I'm performing the change in the same program itself. Okay, so the next pattern was about the second pattern, that was printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the decreasing manner. Decreasing manner we did, right? So in the increasing order. Okay. So what I will do is I will initialize my I with 1, go till the number of rows, and I plus plus. Then the same, what I will be printing here is J, correct? Let's see what is the output I get. Five rows, and that's it. It's done. Now the next loop, next was the 5, 5, 5, then 4, 4, 4, then 3, 3, 3, that's common, then 2, 2, so it was in the decreasing order, right? Starting from 5 to 1. So what I will do is I will do opposite over here, that I started the loop with 1, now I'll be starting the loop with row, and it will go till 1. And what I will do is I minus minus. That's it. Any doubts till now? Anyone? Students, I'm asking to you, do you have any doubts? Or shall I move further? Again, the next program is about the pattern. But there is only change over here is you need to print A, B, C, D, E. Over here, rather than integer, you need to print the character values in the pattern. Can anyone let me know how can we do this? We have to take a character, but how can we increment the character? I'm writing the pattern over here. Can anyone guess how can we do this? Till the time you write the answer in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself, I will write the basic structure of the program. The one change we know that we need to declare one on character variable. So I'm declaring the character E and the integer variables for the loop. So I comma j, and the other variable for number of rows. And I'm initializing this character variable with A, capital A. Now, it is in the decreasing order. So from where our loop will be started? Loop will be starting from the row variable and and it will be moving till 1. So I is equals to row I greater than equal to 1, I minus minus. The another for loop for printing the pattern, that is j, starting from 1 and going till I. And j plus plus. Now printf, what we'll be printing here is we will be printing the character. So for printing the character, %c, comma, c. And now to increment the characters, I'll be doing C++. Yes, as I have stored over here is capital A. So once the loop will be performed, the C will be incremented by C++. So from the A, next will be B. And printf /n to print the new row in new line. Okay, I have not taken the row, so it went into the infinite loop. So I should keep a printf statement the same for the rows. Okay. Keeping the C++ statement outside the loop. Any doubts till now, students? Moving on to next pattern. That is A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D. Then A, B, C, A, B, and at the last A. What change is needed in this? Can anyone tell me what change is needed? I'm giving you 5 minutes. Try it out this pattern by your own and let me know what is the minor change that is needed in this program. So at 4:47, I'm going to ask anyone that what is the change to be done in this. At least if you don't implement, then at least check in this program that to print this, what kind of change do we need to do in this. Don't implement, just give me an idea that what change I can do in this program to improve it and we can get this pattern. Just think what could be done to print this. Anyone who has just got an idea of the change, what we need to do? You will say and I will perform. Don't worry. You don't need to show me the whole code and perform. You just need to give a bit idea that what change we can do. Anyone? Okay. No one from the class? Fine. The only change is uh, as we need to get A, B, C, D, E. So there is increment. It is incrementing in the loop itself. So I'm removing the C++ from outside the loop and keeping it in the inside loop. So we'll be checking output by changing only one statement. If you get an idea what to change next, then let me know. This is not the actual code. Right now we are testing, we are doing a trial that what minor changes in the code we can do to get this output. So I'm executing this code and let's check what is the output we get for the 5 rows, and it is incrementing each and every time. So the first row we got it correct, that is A, B, C, D, E. But from the other rows, it is always incrementing. So what we need to do is we need to every time initialize the loop with A. So I'm changing the place of the statement, that is of initialization. And now I'll be every time initializing it with A. And now we got the actual output. Why it was not taking A, B, A, B, C, D in the even in the second row of C every time when it is incremented. If the C at the end will be E, then E will be stored in the C. When the loop will be executed second time for the second row, it will increment the value of C. So the previous value stored in the C was E after the execution of first line, first row. So it will increment the value of C in the second row. So it is F, G, H, I we are getting. So for that, we need to initialize A each time before the loop starts. So it will each time upgrade the value of C with A when it enters into the second loop. So once you are initializing C with A, then it will again do the same process with the C equals to A. Am I clear? Am I clear, or should I explain again? Any doubts? Any doubts till now? Okay. Moving towards the next experiment, that is 32. That is, write a program to read and store roll number and marks of 20 students using array. So what is array? Can anyone say me what is array? What is array and how we can declare the array in the program? Anyone? Array is a collection of similar type of data where the array is used when we have lot of information to be stored in a single variable. Means, for example, we have for example, we can take the student details. Till now what we have done is, till now we have taken the different variables to store the different information as they were not related. But if we need to store the record of something, then we will need a collection. Means, for example, in the roll number, not only this roll number of one student will be storing, it will be the roll number of whole class. Same as you are having a different enrollment number, that should be that the enrollment number is a variable and all the different enrollment numbers are stored under that. So the similar kind of objects are to be grouped together. For that we are using array. You can take the character array, float array, and the integer array. What is the syntax of declaring the array? Variable name, and the square brackets. In the square bracket, you will define the range. Range means it could be for how many students. For this example, we are taking, as they have said, the 20 students. So 20, you will define the range of an array, that how much the array will store. So this is the syntax for declaring the array. Any doubts? Are you clear with what is an array? So array is a collection of similar type of data. So now moving on to the program. What the program is saying is you need to take the input from user for 20 students. And you need to store marks and roll number of 20 students. Defining the basic C program structure. So for roll number, I'm taking the long data type as it could be the enrollment number 2. So for storing the roll number, I'm taking the long data type and the variable name is roll number, and for the range is 20. Now integer marks, that too for the 20 students, and the loop variable I. Now this is for the example I'm taking for 5 students only right now. We'll be entering the marks and the roll number of 5 students. So my loop will be iterated for 5 students. So I is equals to, starting with 1, I less than or equals to 5, I plus plus. When you are executing this program, you need to take the input of 20 students. Printf, enter roll number, as it is the long integer. So the representation for long integer is LD. comma, in which we are going to store. So the variable name is roll number, and in bracket I. And the other data we need is the marks for each and every student. After you take the input, what is said in the program is to read and store. Over here, store is for taking the input from the user and store it into the array, and read means to print whatever the data you have. So this read is to print the output. So once you have taken the data, you need to even print. So again, the same for loop. I is equals to 1, I less than or equals to 5, I plus plus. So printf roll number, that is percentage long D space marks percentage D, comma, roll number I, comma, marks of I. Any doubts? Anyone? Roll number, I'm keeping it as 101, and marks out of 50, I'm giving it as 45. Hundred and two, 40, 103, 46, 104, 42, 105, 35. So in the first loop, we stored the numbers into array, we stored the data into the array, and in the second loop, we read the data which was stored in the array and printed it as an output. Any doubts till now? Anyone? Okay. In the next program, what it is said that program to students. So in the next lab, when you come, you need to perform this or the program we performed right now. I have performed it for the 5 students, but you need to perform this for each and every students. Give for all the 20 students. And the other thing you need to do is you need to take the input of 10 numbers from the users for the 33 program 33rd program. And the logic of finding odd and even from it, that will be done by me, but you need to take the input for 10 numbers using an array, and you need to complete this program for 20 students. In the next lab, I want these 2 tasks to be completed by you. All of you can give me your attendance. Okay, students, thank you so much. You can leave the session.